Hi, my name is Chetan Mehta, and I'm the founder and principal instructor at Skill Incubator Training and Placement Institute. So, in my previous video, I mentioned about top 10 roles in information technology that do not need any technical background or need to learn any programming languages. So, in this video, I'm going to go over a role called Business Process Analyst, which is sometimes also known as Management Analyst. And we'll talk about few things. So, the agenda for today is we'll talk about the description of this role. Then we'll go over the skills, both the soft and hard skills required to succeed in this role. After that, we'll review the list of tools and software a business process analyst should be familiar with. Next, we'll look at the overall market demand, especially the US market. And finally, we'll discuss the salary range across the key markets. So let's begin. So what exactly is business process analyst? So as a business process analyst, they study, analyze, model, and improve processes of an organization, right? So as the title says, a business process analyst is all about process improvement, re-engineering, and process optimization. Now, to be more specific, a business process analyst is responsible to make the processes efficient, effective, that will help organizations to reduce cost, improve productivity, increase sales and profit, basically all the good things that organizations are looking for. Now, key functions as part of business process analyst. Step 1, understand the current state, also known as a state, and model it or draw it out. Step 2, analyze the current state and find the pain points, bottlenecks, issues in the current state process. Now, after you've done that, step 3 is to design the future state, meaning you need to talk to the stakeholders, and based on the stakeholder requirements, you need to design, model the future state, also known as to be state or target state. Now, important to know that the future state process must reflect the stakeholder requirements, how they want the new process to work. And finally, you need to implement the future state process, meaning you need to start using it. It can be via some form of software implementation or even without it. Now, there are two main types of initiatives which are often seen. One is business process improvement, where you try to tweak the process to make it more efficient, effective. And the other one is business process reengineering, in which you make radical changes to the process to get the maximum gain. So these two are two separate concepts, but they both fall under the BPM, which is Business Process Management domain. So as a business process analyst, you might be involved in transformation projects that might be either business process improvement or business process reengineering initiatives. Now, let's talk about the skills required to become a business process analyst. So first we'll look at the soft skills. So as far as soft skills are concerned, one should have good communication skills, decent analytical logical reasoning skills, stakeholder management skills, presentation skills, basic project management skills, negotiation skills, and I've also listed two most important skills which are often ignored. One is active listening skills and empathy. Now, what exactly are these? So active listening skill is basically when you give full attention to your audience, what they are speaking, what's the underlying message or the requirement, need that they want to communicate. So many times people assume what someone is trying to say or what they need, what the requirement is, even before they express or they complete their sentence, right? So please do not do that. Practice active listening skills, which is very important in today's environment. And the other one is empathy. Empathy is when you try to connect with your audience by putting yourself in their situation, in their perspective. Right? That means, what would you do or how would you react if you were in that person's place? So these two skills are very important, not only for a business process analyst, but for every individual. And you must build these skills and practice it on a day-to-day basis. Now let's talk about the technical skills or hard skills which are equally important to succeed in this role. The first one is requirements illustration techniques. So you must be aware of which techniques to use when and apply them accordingly. The next one is the modeling skills, meaning the business process diagramming skills. So you should know how to capture the processes using any standard software like Microsoft Visio, Glyphy, Lucidchart, or any other software. In fact, I'll talk about all the tools and software in the next slide. Knowledge of BPMN is also very important. So BPMN stands for Business Process Model and Notation. That would be a big plus. A BPMN is a modeling language in which we use standardized notations to create a business process model. A benefit of BPMN is that it helps us to create processes which are built on standardized notations, which means it will have the same meaning no matter which software you use, which domain you use, or who is using it. It has the same meaning, same look and feel. And the most important part is you can also execute these BPMN based models on a BPM engine that can help you to reduce your development time. Okay, so knowledge of BPMN is very important. You should know what exactly is BPMN, the notations, and the software, whichever you are using, you should know how to use and build your BPMN based models. Now, other tools that would be important are Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Of course, Word for creating documents, Excel for doing analysis or to create some trackers, PowerPoint for giving presentations. You should also know some basic project management tools like Jira or MS Project, Monday.com. From the content management perspective, Confluence, SharePoint are a must. So together you will be able to do your job, conduct your day-to-day responsibilities in a very efficient and effective manner. Now, here the last point is understanding of technology. Now, while you don't have to be an expert or hands-on developer or a technical person, but as a business process analyst, you should be very well versed in the latest technological advancements, concepts, and ways to leverage the technology to make the processes efficient, effective, and optimize them. Right? So, for example, if you have a step in a process that needs to send order details to another entity, which happens to be an external application. So as a business process analyst, you need to be aware of the different communication protocols we can use to make these two different applications talk to each other. Maybe we can use an API. Now, you don't need to know how to write a program, how to design, write, or execute an API, but you should know the ways you can make applications talk to each other. So that is enough for a business process analyst. The rest, you will have a technical team who can deal with the implementation part. Okay, so now let's look at the tools and software which are important for a business process analyst. The first on my list is Microsoft Office, which includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint for office productivity purpose. As I said before, MS Word for creating documents, Microsoft Excel for doing data analysis or analytics from the process management perspective. You can also use Excel to create some uh, trackers, issue tracker, risk tracker, or anything of that sort. And PowerPoint, of course, for creating presentation as part of your findings and analysis. Next is Microsoft Visio, Glyphy, Lucidchart. These are good modeling tools. You can use them to create process models, whether as is or to be. Third one is the list of BPMN tools, which can be APN. Microsoft Visio also supports BPMN, but you will have to have an extension. Flowable, Signavio, you can use any of these. Now, these are just some of the software. There are many more which you can use for BPMN. Then comes project management tools like Jira, Monday.com, Project. Here you can use them to create roadmaps, schedules. Whether it's a product roadmap, project roadmap, you can use any of these tools. And the last but not the least, SharePoint Confluence for content management purpose. So you can create all your documentation, you can share it with your team, and SharePoint also allows you to build the workflows. Confluence is more like a tool where you can store all your documents, artifacts, share it with the team, capture meeting minutes, and many more things you can do using Confluence. Now let's talk about the demand for business process analyst. Now there's a huge demand for business process analyst, mainly because of a lot of initiatives around digital transformation, right? So because of that, we have seen a huge demand for this role. And as of 2025, and this is based on um, the government statistics, the growth rate of this role is roughly 11% per year across the North American market, especially from the US perspective. But overall, across the globe, this role is in huge demand because all the companies are going towards automation, having a lot of digital transformation projects, and this is one of the key roles to understand the processes and how we can optimize it using technology. And now let's look at the salary range. So as you can see, for an entry level or junior level, salary will range between 55,000 to 70,000 USD. For the mid-level role, it can be between 70,000 to 105,000 USD or a bit higher. And for the senior roles, it can be 110,000 USD or upwards. Now it can also touch 150,000 USD for right candidate. Now also one more thing, your salary package will also depend on the other factors like location. That means if you are living in a city that has a higher cost of living, you can expect a bit more pay package than if you are living in a city with or that has low cost of living. Like it's like working in New York financial district versus working in a city, let's say Florence in South Carolina. So you will see a difference between these two pay packages. Now, additionally, factors like company's financial position, project funding, these factors may also influence your pay package. But please note that these figures are for full-time employees. That means in addition to your base pay, you're also going to get benefits, whether it's your medical benefits like dental, vision, 401k, pension plan, or any other benefits. So you need to factor those also in addition to these numbers, right? So you can see it's a very promising role for anyone who wants to get into IT. It's not a technical role, no coding involved. You need to understand the technology to an extent. You can help your client, customers, stakeholders to optimize the process by leveraging the technology, right? So that's all for now. So please let us know if you're interested to transition into IT. We can help you chalk out a plan, help you with upskilling programs, and get you into a rewarding career in the tech world, right? So we can be reached on 703-200-9921 or 647-699-4001. And finally, if you like this content, please like and share. Also, we would love to hear from you. So please leave your comment and let us know what you think. And for more such content, connect with us. And thanks for watching. See you soon.